I'm Cindy Threet, the Associate Vice President of Student Affairs and your Dean of Students. The Dean of Students office is comprised of myself, Ira Mayo, Associate Dean of Students, who will join me in welcoming you today, Christopher Body, Associate Dean for the Westminster Choir College, and Vanessa Fox, Administrative Specialist. I'm thrilled to be talking with you today, and I want to begin by saying thank you. Thank you for choosing Rider. There are many choices, and we're honored that Rider is your choice. The Dean of Students office is housed within the Division of Student Affairs. You'll be introduced to many of my Student Affairs colleagues throughout orientation. The Student Affairs Division is comprised of 15 unique departments, from campus life and residence life to health services and the Center for Diversity and Inclusion. We are a large family, and each department has an unwavering focus on your students' success. As you can see by the list of departments, the Division of Student Affairs is committed to providing students with the support, services, programs, and experiences that create a vibrant and inclusive campus community. The Dean of Students office is a central place for faculty, staff, and parents to receive the assistance that they need with navigating the complexities of student life. And trust me, we realize that student life can at times be quite complex. We're committed to providing students with individualized assistance and support throughout their years at Rider. We recognize that there will be times when students experience life situations that pose a barrier to taking full advantage of all that Rider has to offer. Through individual meetings and building relationships with students, we can tailor services and referrals. With each interaction, our hope is to integrate the rich array of resources available on campus to help students problem solve concerns and enrich their overall experience. Rider is a high-touch, personal attention community. I prioritize meeting with students and enjoy being able to help them to discover the pathways to a solution. Throughout orientation, you will hear all about the fun and exciting experiences that await your students. I also want you to be assured that you and your student have the assistance and support that you need when facing a crisis or a barrier to success, be that academic, personal, health-related, or the more predictable stressors that come with the transition from high school to college. My office is often seen as the bridge that you and your students can use to connect to other key points of contact on campus.
I'm Ira Mayo, Associate Dean of Students. The most important function of the Dean of Students office is to support students of concern. Sometimes students need to be absent for an extended period of time for legitimate reasons. This may be an illness that's unexpected, such as appendicitis, or it could be an injury incurred in playing ball, such as a sprained ankle. Or unfortunately, sometimes it's due to the fact that a close family member or relative has taken ill or has passed away. The Dean of Students office is the place to go to report these situations. We can guide students to getting the proper documentation, and we will inform faculty and advisors as to the absence and anticipated date of return. If a student needs to withdraw medically from the university, the Dean of Students office will help guide them through the process, helping them to secure the proper documentation and connecting them to the offices that they have to report to, such as financial aid. We will also help them set up a plan to return if that's their plan. Occasionally, there's a reason to ask us for medical withdrawal from one or two courses. Again, the Dean of Students office is the place to go. We will work with the student's academic dean to assess the situation, and we'll make the decision based on the documentation. Again, we will guide the student through the process of replacing the courses. Understand that your relationship with your student may change, but it's time for them to apply the lessons you've taught them over the past 18 or so years. Your relationship with them is not going to be peer-to-peer, but more so adult to adult. Ask them about their classes. Ask them about their challenges. Ask them about what they're doing outside of class to get engaged. The more interest you show in what they're doing, the more they'll open up to you and the better the relationship will be. Remember that you'll be relinquishing some control, but the more you show them that they are trusted by you, the more they'll open up and the more information you'll get and the better relationship it will be. It may not be a completely smooth journey. There will be bumps in the road, but they do want to please you and they will seek your guidance and approval. Let me say that it is not unreasonable for you to sit down with your student and establish some expectations, such as, I expect you're going to class. I expect you to seek help when you have challenges. I expect you to use the resources of the college. These are not unreasonable expectations, and they will make for a better relationship again and a more successful student. This is a partnership between Ryder, you, and the student, and that is something they should understand. Let's talk a little bit about getting information from the university. Many of you may have heard of FERPA, the Federal Education Right to Privacy Act. This is a federal law which essentially prohibits us from sharing information with any third party, including the parents, without the express consent of the student. Ryder's not looking to withhold information from you, but this is where you may have to adjust the most. Even if the student gives us permission to talk to you, I would still want to talk to a student first and let them know what's going on. Keeping everything in the open prevents problems later on. Oftentimes, I will have a student in my office and a parent on the phone, and we'll get everything out in the open, and we'll have a chat about what the issues are and what the resolutions are. But it's important for the student to trust me as well as trust you, and to keep these lines of communication open. As I said before, this is a partnership between family, Ryder, and the students. And one other thing, I sometimes will get a call from a parent to say, my son is having a problem, but I don't want him to know that I called, so can you take care of it? That's a challenging situation because it's not usual for me to call in a student out of our 4,000 students to say to your student, I was just thinking about you today. I want you to come in and talk to me. So again, honesty is the best policy. By keeping everything out in the open, we get a situation dealt with as quickly and as efficiently as possible. And everybody walks away knowing what the next steps are. Independence is a wonderful thing, and your student will now have much more of it. There's nobody there to tell them when to go to sleep. There's nobody there to tell them what to eat or when to eat. There's nobody there to tell them to do their homework. This is all going to be on them. That's not to say you shouldn't check up on that and that we don't check up on that, but they do have a lot of independence. Sometimes students test that independence by engaging in risky behavior like binge drinking. It's not usual and it doesn't happen often, but sometimes it will. Remember, you got them to this point with the ethics and morals that you instilled in them, and they'll put that to use. Yes, they'll make mistakes. That's part of what maturing is about, learning that independence comes with responsibilities. One of the things you may want to talk to them about is their spending patterns. They will need some money for various items. Many of them are social. They will make friends, friends will go out, friends will go to restaurants. They'll get tired of eating on campus. They'll want to go visit local eateries. So it's important for them to understand that money is obviously in finite supply. One of the things I did, and this is something that worked well for me and it may work for you, is I established a joint debit card with my children when they went to school. So I could kind of see what they were spending on, and when it came time to replenish, I could do that pretty easily from another account. But it's important to have a chat about money and to not spend it foolishly. There'll be plenty of things that you have to spend on, including books, club fees, all manner of items. But have that chat and talk about the responsibility of maintaining a budget. The last thing I want to talk about is academics and faculty in college. College classes move at breakneck speed. In high school, oftentimes a class will meet 5 times a week at the same time every day. In college, classes sometimes meet 3 times a week, sometimes twice a week. You can even have a class that meets once a week. So students have to be ready for this. Faculty in college expect students to be independent thinkers and learners, much more so than in high school. That means that they may lecture on something that's completely outside the book, but they expect the students to read the book and they expect students to take notes. Faculty may assign homework and not check it. They may not take attendance, but they will note when students are not sitting in that same seat every day. Faculty may have wildly different teaching styles. Some may work better with the learning styles of the students than others, but students have to get used to the faculty's style of learning and teaching. This may take some adjustment, and it may be something that requires additional help. And we have resources where you can go, such as the Academic Success Center. But faculty are interested in your students' success, just like we are. When students don't understand something in college, faculty expect them to ask questions. They will also set up office hours to meet your student privately. Students have to pursue this on their own. They're not going to be handheld by college faculty. They are going to be expected to be independent learners, as I said before. So if you're having a chat with your students about expectations, this is one of the most important points. Be aggressive about your education. Be the person that's responsible for your own learning. Go to the office hours. Go to the tutoring center, which is called the Academic Success Center. Do whatever you have to do to succeed. College is an expensive proposition. You should take advantage of every possible resource. Again, this is a partnership between Rider, the families, and the students, and all we want is your success, all of us.
When we have this session in person, I like to ask the families to raise their hands if their students have their own room at home. Having participated in orientation many times, I'll imagine that most of you are raising your hands. Having a roommate will be a significant adjustment for many of your students. You can help your student with this adjustment by anticipating that it will absolutely have its ups and downs. The common trajectory of the roommate relationship starts with an absolute confidence that we will be best friends forever, we'll be in each other's weddings, and never have an argument because we are such a perfect match. To, why is his stuff always on my side of the room? Why can't she ever pick up her socks? And he totally ate my last yogurt on purpose. Why does he hate me? I promise you that most roommates find the middle ground and have a great experience. And the very talented Residence Life staff are there in the halls and on the floors to help them have an awesome home away from home. You should expect that your student is a little nervous about building new relationships. They already miss the friends that are staying home or going off to other colleges and universities. Some of them are hoping to meet the love of their life at Rider, and others are wondering if their high school sweetheart relationship will weather the test of being away from each other. The excitement of creating new friendships while allowing current friendships to change and evolve can be very heady stuff for our students. But again, as we're here to support them through all of their transitions, we are here to support them through building these new relationships as well. We'll close with a few reminders to try to help with all the due dates and paperwork. Health forms are due August 1st. They can be submitted electronically through Healthy Bronx Patient Portal. If your student is not planning to enroll in the university-sponsored health insurance, the health waiver must be completed by September 25th for domestic students and September 15th for international students. Financial aid agreements must be completed before you register for courses, and the university bills are generated by semester. Fall bills are sent in July and August. Spring bills are sent in December and January. Lastly, please feel free to reach out to the Dean of Students office by phone or email anytime you have questions or concerns. We're thrilled to have the opportunity to spend some time with you today, and we very much look forward to seeing you on campus.